And so it is now my absolute unbridled joy, honor, and privilege to formally, and now officially, present to you the 20th President of Hamline University, Dr. Fayneese Miller. Congratulations.
Thank you. You often wonder at these kinds of occasions when people have said such wonderful things. What do you say after that? But I can only say to you that I am honored. This is such a wonderful day for me, and I feel your love. I feel your commitment. I feel your passion. Governor Dayton, I thank you for joining me. Senator Klobuchar, Representative McCollum, Mayor Coleman, Bishop O, thank you all so much. This day would not be what it is without you. And I know how busy you are, but I will say this to you. I couldn't find a better state to move to. That's not me, is it? No. Okay. John, Ben, and Eric, I thank you as well. I know what this institution means to you, and I know what you expect of me, and that you will hold me to all of that, and I appreciate it. I've been blessed to know and work with some incredible people. Among them are Dr. Ruth Simmons and Dr. Tom Sullivan. I reserve special recognition for my mentor, my friend, my family. And I do mean this in every sense of the word, Dr. Edmund Gordon. When I was a young and eager postdoctoral fellow at Yale University, trying to figure out how I fit and who would listen to my ideas, he gifted me with a place among a group of established and upcoming scholars. We would meet and discuss ideas. More importantly, he pushed us to be relevant, to connect our work to things that mattered. Ed, there are no words that could fully describe all that you mean to me and all that you've done. I am eternally grateful to you and to that other person who's a part of your life, who's been so much a part of our lives, Susan. Please thank her for me. I have many longtime and loyal friends here with me today. We met at Yale, Conference for Developmental Psychologists, Brown, UVM, ACE, AACTE, Cadre, AERA, APA, and the list goes on. We shared much and have more to share. Thank you for always standing with me and giving me yet another place and way to share my ideas, plans, and so much more. I thank my Minnesota Private College Council colleagues for being here with me today. I've learned in a very short period of time just how committed you are to our students. We share the same hopes and dreams for our students. We work each day to ensure that they all have an opportunity to learn, to grow, to discover what is possible for them, to grab that ring as they go round on life's merry-go-round. I thank the delegates who are here, and I thank Linda, Jerry, and Chuck, all past presidents of Hamline University. My family has been and is the rock upon which I stand. My husband, Robert Burrell, is my partner, listener, and all too often constructive critic. He reminds me when I want to say no, why I need to say yes. He's on this incredible journey with me, and I'm lucky to have him by my side. My son, David. My son, David, is amazing. He understands my need to do what I do and encourages me to stay the course. He always tells me how proud of me he is. But I want him to know just how proud I am of him. My pride in him far outnumbers the number of lakes in Minnesota. Thank you. My mom and dad died many years ago. While they were able to walk some of the way along the journey my academic journey has taken me, this is a day I'm sure they would have wanted to see, and I would have been moved to have them here with me. My parents believed in all their children. They wanted a future for us that they knew they might never, ever personally experience. They wanted a future for us. They wanted so much for us. Their active involvement in the civil rights movement and my father's service as the secretary of the local NAACP served as reminders to my brothers and sisters, my son David, my niece Katrina, my grandniece Camille, of the life they were trying to make possible for us. I learned from them that no matter what life threw my way, what obstacles were placed in my way, that I was part of a democracy, a civil society, and to never take for granted what that means. They told me all the time that I could, I should, I must step forward, be a part of things bigger than me, even when others were stepping backwards, or I wanted to do as well. To speak up when the urge was there to remain silent, because silent meant that I was giving my voice to someone else. I was giving my rights to someone else. And through their deeds more than words, they taught me that I could not fully be free to appreciate the notion of liberty, to be free within society to live my life and choose how to behave and think if I remained silent. I owe them more than they ever knew, as well do my brothers and sisters, who I know identify with what I have said about our mom and dad. My family and friends from near and far, I thank you for being here with me today. And to you, my Hamline family, Bob Kloss, the chairman of the board, trustees all, faculty, staff, and students, I thank you for opening your arms and welcoming me into your community, and for believing in and trusting me to do what will continue to make us a strong leader in the higher education community, a committed partner with the Methodist Church, and a good neighbor to our community partners. I am humbled by your support and embrace of me as a person, a scholar, and a leader. I feel your embrace, and I will do all I can to ensure your respect and trust forever remain strong. As I always say, we're in this together. I'm honored to serve as the 20th president of Hamline University, the first African American and the second woman. The words of John Wesley, the founder and leader of the Methodist Church, best describe what is expected of a member of the Hamline community. We recite these words on a regular basis. Wesley said, "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as ever you can." As these words apply to Hamline University, I interpret Wesley's words to mean that it is our duty to be exemplars of civic education and to prepare our students to do both the work that is vital to our overall economic outlook and to the moral fiber of our nation. In Wesley's words, do all the good you can do. Higher education must be a major player in socializing students to be productive and contributing members of a civil society, which includes the world of work and society as a whole. In Wesley's words, do good by all the means and ways you can. This idea of higher education as having both an academic and civic reason for existing is not new. In 1802, then President John McKean of Bowdoin College stated, and I quote, "Literary institutions are founded and endowed for the common good." He further argues that higher education institutions have a responsibility to help in cultivating and improving the mental powers of students for the benefit of society. Higher education, when presented this way, is purposeful in ways that extend beyond the individual. Higher education benefits the other as well as the self. Still others have similar observations. Charles William Eliot, a past president of Harvard University, spoke the following words in 1880 to Harvard students, words that are etched on the gates of Dexter Hall. And he stated, "Enter to grow in wisdom, depart to serve better thy country and thy kind." The purpose of higher education for Eliot is societal, to prepare our students to use the knowledge they gain to generate new knowledge, and then use that knowledge to contribute, to do, and to behave in a particular manner. We in higher education have an obligation and a responsibility to prepare our students for all that it means to be part of a democratic society, to be civically engaged, in Wesley's words, in all the places you can, to all the people you can. However, the purpose of higher education, as I've described, is becoming increasingly difficult as the focus moves to outcomes. How much money our graduates make 1 to 10 years after completion of their degree, rather than how our graduates contribute to local and global economies through their work and through their engagement in the community. Yes, it is true that business and engineering graduates earn more upon completion of their degrees than some liberal arts and education students. But it does not necessarily follow that their overall contribution to society is greater. Is the value of an educator diminished because the starting salaries are lower than one would like? Or the earnings of a philosophy graduate that are deferred, a philosophy graduate who defers in order to go on and get a PhD? Or that English major who struggles until they can write that great novel? I think not. For if we have done the job we should, as Eliot articulated and others like Woodrow Wilson stated, it is the object of learning not only to satisfy the curiosity and perfect the spirits of ordinary men, but also to advance civilization. I could not stand here and not quote something from W.E. Du Bois, because he is my mentor's mentor. So I'd like to quote something from W.E. Du Bois from The Souls of Black Folk, when he wrote, "The function of the university is not simply to teach breadwinning, or to furnish teachers for the public schools, or to be a center of polite society. It is, above all else, to be the organ of that fine adjustment between real life and the growing knowledge of life, an adjustment which forms the secret of civilization." As Eliot, Wilson, and Du Bois powerfully articulate, the function of the university or college is to prepare students by exposing them to knowledge and helping them to learn how to apply what they have learned. Another function of the university, not divorced from knowledge sharing, is to prepare students to be contributing members of a democratic and civil society. Yet, as David Matthews of the Kettering Foundation argues, that is a daunting task, because we are a nation, as he said, of citizenless democracy, where the trend is to be, as he also said, sideline citizens. At Hamline University, we are not sideline citizens. Our students are civically engaged. They are involved in organizing and leading efforts that impact the lives of young people in St. Paul, traveling the country during the January term to help struggling communities become more sustainable, serving as student mentors to new students and ambassadors to Hamline. We, as part of our mission, prepare students to be leaders. We help them appreciate the value of being a part of a community that shares more than a border with the surrounding St. Paul community. As we say at Hamline University, we prepare leaders for tomorrow's future. In my relatively short period on campus, I've come to love the people and the community, a community that is vital, teeming with scholars, dedicated staff, and extraordinary students. Students, you know I love you. Hamline is about people. Hamline is about community. Hamline is about doing all that we can, whenever we can, for as long as we can, for someone else. We value relationships. Those who know me well know that I too value relationships. I too believe that we must exercise our liberty in ways that benefit society. Many years ago, I started what I called Research Apprenticeship Program, or as we called it, RAP, a catchy title, as I'm sure you'll agree, for high school students in Rhode Island. I brought high school students to Brown University, and I taught them how to be researchers. Although they learned how to identify problems, develop, conduct, and present research, they also learned how to exercise their liberty by being a part of a community of learners and the importance of seeing themselves as part of a bigger whole. They got a better understanding of the American dream and how they might participate in its reality. We do something similar here at Hamline with our first-year seminar program. We began to socialize students into what it means to be a piper, to be a part of the Hamline community from day one. And we do that with our FISM. All of you know that. The Hamline University Center for Global Environmental Education is a demonstration of how we connect knowledge and civic engagement, of a university working as part of the community. The center is an example of what Peter Levine's notion of doing is all about. Levine proposes that organizers are central in order for democracy and civic engagement to become a critical force. In the case of the center, it works to foster environmental literacy and stewardship in citizens of all ages around water conservation. The work of the center is predicated on the notion that knowledge is gained from experience is necessary as a way to best benefit society. An underlying principle of the work of the center is the notion of care. They care, so they do. The work we do at Hamline University allows students and other members of our community to understand and appreciate why care is important. In my opinion, care is the essence of social justice. We educate our students on how to take advantage of the fact that they have liberty, which for me means the liberty to freely participate, the ability to be civically engaged to enjoy democracy, to enjoy all that comes with being a citizen, so that you one day can be the governor of Minnesota, so that you one day can be a senator from Minnesota, so that you one day can be a representative from Minnesota, so that you one day can be the mayor of St. Paul. We want all of that for our students. In his book entitled Bowling Alone, Robert Putnam suggests there's a decline in bridging capital, or more explicitly, a decline in the willingness to work across differences. Putnam contends that there is a societal wariness of people and ideas that are different from what we believe have been taught. The operative word here is taught. If the wariness or fear of difference is due to what we know or don't know, then higher education needs to step into the bridge in a more effective manner. It is not enough for us to admit students who come from different backgrounds, put them in the dorms to live together, and expect them to embrace each other. Doesn't happen. Social psychologists proved that a long time ago. Proximity does not bring about positive relationships. That is not what does it. It is helping people understand and appreciate the notion of community and that we care as part of that community. Those of you who know me know that I've dedicated my life to making sure that others are able to experience what so many of us enjoyed as undergraduate, graduate, and students enrolled in our professional schools. High-quality educational opportunities that impart knowledge, engage the mind, and encourage the generation of new knowledge. I'm a member of the Hamline University community because this university believes as I do. It believes and acts in ways that show we are committed to ensuring that all our students experience learning to the highest degree. that they understand and know how to use that knowledge they gain to do good in both their workplace and the various communities in which they live. And they know how to lead when it is expected and follow when they should. Wesley believed, as I do, that liberty is an essential component of community, of relationships, of democracy. He, through his everyday actions, acted in ways that belies the notion that there is self without the other. When we do well for others, we benefit the whole. So let me reiterate who we are and what we do at Hamline University. We prepare leaders for tomorrow by opening up the world of ideas to our students and providing opportunities to learn what is possible and how to act on those possibilities. We encourage through our teaching, writing, and high-impact practices that each of us matters. We provide a space for social cohesion, a place to discuss ideas, to form key civic relationships, to learn to lead. We value intellectual curiosity, social justice, civic engagement, inclusion, and participation. In essence, we prepare future leaders who embrace social excellence. Although today is to celebrate new leadership of Hamline University, to me, it is a day to celebrate the communities that we share and the important role that each of us must and will play in enriching every environment that we live in, every person that we touch. The president's job is never about the president. The president's job is about you, the community. I'm honored to be the 20th president of Hamline University, and I promise to each and every one of you to care for this institution, to respect all of you who are part of this institution, who are part of the community in which this institution is located, the state, the nation, our global community, our global partners. I promise to do all that I can to make this institution even greater than it currently is. And I promise to you, Governor, Senator, Representative, Mayor, that when they leave here, they will know what it means to be a part of a civil society. So I want to close by repeating Wesley's words, because those words have come to mean quite a bit to me. Those words epitomize who we are and our connection to the church, who we are and our connection to St. Paul, who we are and our connection to so many. Those words sum everything up for me, and I hope they do for you. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Thank you.